EUGEN lang. The pronunciation is a bit different because it's German. The English take our stuff and they change it. Yeah, like they make Michael to Michael. They change Eugen to Eugene, which I don't like at all. Okay, I'm 40 years young. I grew up in Germany. I was born in the Soviet Union. So I can still speak a little bit of Russian. When I was 4 years old, I moved back to Germany, where my ancestors were. Okay, maybe we can start the presentation? Okay, so please don't fall asleep. If you have any questions, you can always ask me. If I'm talking too fast, please say, Mister, slow down. As you can see, different with Indonesia, we are surrounded by other nations. We have neighbors. We have just a little coastline, not like Indonesia, which has the world's longest coastline. Your neighbors are actually fish, dolphins, octopus, stuff like that. Okay, some of the countries you probably already know, like Poland, which was actually German, Czech Republic, which was German, Austria, not the one with the kangaroos, Austria, Switzerland. Do you know anything about Swiss?
Yes.
What, for example?
The only thing I remember is they remain neutral in World War I and World War II.
Okay, they remain neutral and they gained a lot of gold about, because of that. Swiss is actually famous for three things. The banks, they keep their banks secret. The second one is the mountains, the Swiss Alps. And the third one, I think, which is the most important, is chocolate. They have really good chocolate. Maybe you know Toblerone? Okay. It's from there. Also, France, one of our biggest neighbors. Anything known about France? Any fun fact? Croissant. Fun fact, the croissant is not from France. No, it's from Austria. Yeah, it's from Austria actually. French fries aren't from France either. They are from Belgium. Because around World War II, when the British and the Americans came to Europe, they also went to Belgium. And because the Belgian people speak French, and the Americans are not really good in geography, they just call it French fries, just because they spoke French. Weirdos. Okay, Netherlands. Ever heard about it? They have a little bit of history with Indonesia, right? Size comparison. How big is Germany compared to Indonesia? Tiny. How tiny? Germany is around the same size as Kalimantan Island. So it's very small. If Germany is that small, how small is Netherlands? How could they take you over? Maybe the Indonesian people at that time, they had a big lunch with a lot of rice and they were really tired. They slept for a long time and suddenly they woke up and a lot of tall, pale, white people were standing there. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, do you know some of the cities in Germany maybe? How about Berlin? Berlin, that's the capital. I know, I heard a lot of Indonesians have the name Berlin. Berlina, Berlin. Hamburg. How about Hamburg? Hamburger. Yeah, that's the same the people from Hamburg say. They say they invented the hamburger. Hamburg, that's the big port city. Yeah, this means most of the containers who go to Germany or come from Germany are going to the port of Hamburg. Yeah, so it's a long tradition for sailors. Yeah. The story goes like this, yeah, the invention of the hamburger. There was a sailor. Yeah. He came from boat, but he has to go back to the boat and again catch some fish or whatever. He was hungry. He wanted to have a lunch. At that time, usually people ate like steak, a piece of meat. But he didn't have time enough, yeah, to just sit down and eat with fork and knife. Yeah. So he said, just throw the steak on a piece of bread, put another piece of bread on top, and I will eat it. Yeah, that's the story of how the hamburger was invented. Who knows? It's a story. Who knows? Maybe some of the boys or gentlemen, you are not boys anymore, know Munich, about Champions League. Yeah? Bayern München. Yeah, let's continue. That's my hometown. Nuremberg. That's an older city, almost 970 years old. You think, what is the weird letter after the N? What's that? Yeah, the German alphabet is a bit longer than the Indonesian one. We have some special letters. Yeah, one is SZ, this weirdo who looks like an B. Yeah, but now it's used, or it's now they don't use it anymore, but they use double S, 2S. Then we have the umlauts. What's an umlaut? Those weirdos. The German alphabet and the Indonesian are actually very similar. Yeah, A in Germany is also A in Indonesia. Yeah? But in English, how do you say A? A. Yeah, like apple. That's the same sound. Yeah. What about this one? How do you think to pronounce this one? Try it out. Oh. Not O. How about this one? And then you can pronounce the name of my city, Nuremberg. Yeah, the story of the name of this city goes like this. Yeah. Nuremberg, it was actually one sentence. Yeah. The king of this area, he was looking for a piece of land to build a castle. Yeah. And he sent someone to find a nice place. Yeah. And the person, when he looked around, he said, "Oh, das ist nur ein Berg." Only a mountain. Yeah. Because it's on a hill. Yeah. So nur ein Berg became Nuremberg. Only a mountain. Okay. A lot of old German cities, they have a historical city center. Maybe you've seen in some documentaries or movies about the past, especially about the times of kings and knights. The old cities, they have a city wall built around them. This wall is still intact since almost 1,000 years. A lot of the old buildings are 500-600 years old. The red beams that you see, these are wooden beams, wood beams. So houses back then were made out of wood, clay, and stones. They are still standing because the government still invests money. You can buy a house like that. You can even buy a castle. I will tell you later about it. What do you think? What kind of building is this? Any guess? There's a mall inside, yeah, but it's not just a mall. No, not apartment, not a mansion. It's a public place, not the office, not really. Not a museum. A museum is very close by, yes. A train station. Yeah. That's the first train station in Germany, also in my city. Public transportation is very important in Germany. The government invests a lot of money in public transportation. So most of the people who live in a city, you don't even need a car. If you want to go to one place, you can use bus, or subway, the tram, inner city trains. For example, how many train tracks do you have in the big train station in Surabaya? How many train tracks? 2, 3, let's say 4. This one, it's not even the biggest. This one has 24 train tracks. Because many people who live in a village are working in a city. That's how they commute every day. Even students who go to university, they use the train. You can even drive to another country. You can drive to the Czech Republic, Paris, whatever. Okay. Those are German taxis. In Indonesia, you have different colors for taxis, right? Blue, black, whatever. In Germany, they are all the same color.
So how about the bus station in Germany? Is it as big as the train station?
It's depending. Like at the main train station of the city, very close by, maybe 50 meters, there is also a big bus station. They come together, and then from this place you can transit to another bus or to the tram or to subway line. But usually also the buses take their own routes. Okay, now how about this? It's not Hogwarts. For the Harry Potter fans. That's a castle, the castle of the city. Who usually lives in a castle? Princess? Yeah, king, queen, prince, princess, royalty, monarchy. But in Germany we don't have monarchy since a long time. So most of the castles, they are not empty, but they are made museums now. So you can visit these places. How many castles do you think Germany has? Many is a good guess, but how many? What do you think? 12? Almost 1,000 is closer. Around 25,000. A lot of them were built around the year 1000. Some of them are older. Not all of them are still complete like this one. There are a lot of ruins, but the ones who are still accessible like that, they are museums, so you can visit them. Some of these castles are made to become hotels, but special hotels for students. So if a school is planning a field trip, if it's in an area with a lot of forests or mountains, the school usually can rent a few rooms, and then you stay in the castle. It's nice, and it's cheap for schools. And that's also part of the inner city center of the historical city. Any comparison to Indonesian river?
So completely different.
Okay, I know the color looks weird. It's green, but if you want to catch some fish, you will catch fish. You won't catch diapers or sandals. Just a joke. Don't be mad at me, okay? That's part of the historical wall. It's still accessible. You can walk it. You can look around. Some of these old buildings are still used, yeah, like you can see here, restaurants. In the summer, people like to sit outside, drink their beer or have their lunch or dinner. So it looks like a tourist group. This is the castle. Hey. Okay. My fault. This is the castle. You can still see it from downstairs. Okay, something that you know, right? Europeans and Germans like to walk and use bicycle, but me too, but not in Indonesia. Why? You know the reason why. Why are you not walking around at noon? Because it's hot. Yeah, the tropical climate. You just walk around 1 minute and you are sweating and you get mad. Same reason. Yeah, in Europe, the weather is often colder, under 20 degrees Celsius, so it's more comfortable to walk around. And also the infrastructure. Yeah. For example, my city, the city center, it's actually like a big open air mall. Yeah, not many people live in the city center, but many shops are inside. So you can walk from one shop to another shop, from electronics, different kinds of clothing stores. Yeah, easy accessible. Many people from other cities come there just for going shopping, yeah, because you don't need to take a cab to another place. Yeah. You can access everything by foot or subway, for example. A lot of the roads look like that, especially the main roads. Yeah. You have the roads designated for the cars, then you have the bicycle lanes, then you have the walk lanes. Yeah. So it's not confusing and it's not as dangerous. Would you believe that our highway is a big attraction for tourists from all around the world?
Yes.
Okay, you guys already know. Okay, for those who don't know, let's talk about speed limits. Inside the city, the speed limit is 50. In Germany, we have like country roads. Yeah, not like some country road, take me home. No, that's different. These are connecting roads from one city to another. Tempo limit is around 100. Those are the places where the most accidents happen, the country roads. And then we have the highways. A lot of the time, tempo limit is 110 to 130. Yeah? But around 57% of the German highway doesn't have a tempo limit. So it's legal to drive as fast as your car can. And that's also one reason many people from places like UK, Japan, Australia, the US, they come to Germany to rent a nice fast car and then they drive the highway from south to north, east to west, whatever. One reason why the German highway doesn't have a tempo limit, it's because of two car manufacturers, Mercedes and Porsche. Their factory is very close to the highway, but they are very stingy. They don't want to buy or build their own racetrack so they can test the top speed. That's why they use the German highway. And for the top models, before they sell them, they will try them on the highway. So if the top speed is delivered as sold. Another fun fact. My city is around 150 kilometers to Munich using the toll. How long do you usually take if you drive in Indonesia for 150 kilometers on your highway? How long do you need? Maybe 2 hours, 150 kilometers. Yeah. Okay, my top speed with my friend, it was 150 kilometers, 32 minutes. And legal, you don't need to be scared about the police because there's no tempo limit. Yeah, just for comparison, Germany, size of Kalimantan, Indonesia has around 2,800 kilometers of highway road. Germany has around 13,000 kilometers of highway. Also, we had a lot of time to build highway roads because the first highway was also built in Germany. A very famous person built the first highway. Do you know? This guy came from Austria. He was actually a painter. You can call him an artist. Other people wouldn't call him an artist. His name is Adolf Hitler. He was an artist, a really good painter actually. Hello? Okay. Is it working, no? If you have any questions, just interrupt me. Ask. It's okay.
Feel free to ask any question. So
okay.
if you want to ask the question, please raise your hand and come to the front. Yeah.
Okay, some landmarks. Yeah. If you know the Disney symbol, right? Yeah, then they took inspiration from this castle. That's not an old castle. It's less than 200 years old. Yeah, it's also a museum. The name is Schloss Neuschwanstein in Bavaria. If you translate the name, it means Castle New Swan Stone. Weird name. The owner, the king, was in his late 30s and he drowned himself in a lake nearby. Weirdo. Oh, it's okay, now I can use it again. That's the Brandenburger Gate. It's in Berlin. Yeah, it's a very famous landmark for German, for the tourists. It's also very famous and expensive street. A lot of embassies are in this road. One of the most famous hotels in Germany, the Hotel Adenau. Yeah. That's maybe the most famous cathedral in Germany. It took a long time to build. I don't know. Maybe they did a lot of coffee breaks or what. 600 years is a long time. But it's a cathedral, but it's open for public, and if you can afford it, you can rent it for your wedding. Yeah, if you're a Christian. You can invite up to 1,000 people who can join the ceremony. How about Islam in Germany? Germany has a long history with the Ottoman Empire, like being allies for many centuries. Also, Germany is an immigration nation. This means more than 25% of people living in Germany are not Germans. The biggest group of foreigners living in Germany are Turkish people. Starting from the 1950s, when the German economy started to be rebuilt again, a lot of factories needed workers, and they invited people from rural areas in Turkey. And that's why we have third or even fourth generation from Turkey living in Germany. That's the first mosque built in Germany in 1792. The mosque is not in a forest. That's not a forest. That's the garden of someone's house. It's not a house, it's a castle. Okay. So it's a big garden. Very big garden. It's still accessible. The inspiration, if you look about the mosque in Istanbul, you can see there is some inspiration from there. Up. That's the inside of the dome. If you look up, that's another beautiful mosque in Hamburg. They don't serve hamburger. And that's the Blue Mosque in Hamburg. That's a small village in Bavaria. They have a big Islamic community. That's why they built a mosque. That's the biggest mosque in Germany. Also one of the more or newer built one. Okay. Can you see something in the design? Maybe something written in Arabic calligraphy. Look at the windows. If you can read Arabic, you can see here. That's the name of Allah. The architect is German Turkish. His father is from Turkey, his mother is German. He was born in Germany, one of the many Turkish immigrants. That's the inside. A lot of big windows. Other students ask me if it's a mall. No, it's not a mall. Because Germany is a Christian country, this means it's not easy to obtain, the bureaucracy to build a new mosque. So a lot of Islamic communities, they have to buy old buildings and have to build a mosque. So most of the mosques in Germany look like this. That's actually a mosque. That's the mosque in my hometown. That's the inside. Now it looks like a mosque. Okay. Something interesting for you. Because you live very close to the equator, the time of sunrise and sundown are often very similar. Between January and June, there is not much fluctuation, right? But in the northern countries, the times can be very different. Okay, that's a mistake. Let's look at December. December is when the sun goes up very late and it goes down very early, so the days are short. So the morning prayer, subuh, is around 6. And it's already around 7. So it's if you're fasting in December in Germany, easy peasy lemon squeezy. How about summer? Depending where you live. My city is on a hill. This means it gets a lot of sun very early. The sun goes down very late. Now imagine you are fasting in June. WPF 1:30 until 8:30. That's a different ball game. That's in the summer. So you can see, depending on the seasons, the days are very short or very long. Okay, interesting for the Muslim students. Is there halal food in Germany? Of course there is. If you have a big number of immigrants from other nations, they also bring their food with them. German people, we like to travel and we like to explore different foods. So a lot of restaurants from people from all around the world are very successful in Germany. We have restaurants from Italy, from Turkey, from India, we have 4 or now even more restaurants from Indonesia in the bigger cities, African restaurants. That's in my city. Number 1 fast food in Germany. It's not bratwurst, it's not sausage, it's not sandwich, it's not pizza, it's not croissant. It's kebab. But original Turkey kebab, not your imitation kebab. That's how the real one looks like. It's not a snack, yeah, it's a full meal. Yeah, when I was in junior high school, at least 2 times a week after school, I bought one. When my mother was still working. Yeah. Okay, fun fact. You think, okay, it's just food, right? Yeah. But look at this portion. Yeah? When in the morning they start with one big portion of chicken and beef, 2 portions. One portion is 100 kilos. And both of them are empty at the evening. The owner, he has all around Germany almost more than 1 dozen of these restaurants. Sometimes if you go there, this lucky guy is parking his Ferrari or Lamborghini, depending on what day of the week it is, in front of his shop. If you want to be successful, open a restaurant in Germany. Or even just a supermarket. Yeah, you can buy halal food. If you don't want to eat at a restaurant, you can cook for yourself. What's that? That's how it started, maybe 10, 12 years ago. This is it now. This is in Berlin. One guy who studied in Germany in the university, after he finished his study, he didn't want to go back to Indonesia. So all the money he earned from working, he opened a shop. Now he's still living in Germany. And maybe if you ever go to Germany and you get homesick, you can buy Indonesian food there. If you miss Indonesian food, you get kerupuk udang, all kinds of things. You can even buy Indomie there, no problem. Everything there. If you miss the sweet ketchup, they have it. Again, this Moscow, I don't know. Fun festivals, yeah? We Germans love to celebrate. One of the biggest festivals, not only in Germany, but also in the world, that's the Oktoberfest. You ever hear about Oktoberfest? No. What month of the year is the Oktoberfest? What month of the year do you think is the Oktoberfest? Wrong. September, of course. It starts in September and it ends in October. It started a couple of 100 years ago. Because in Germany we have winter. In winter, the soil, the ground gets very hard. It's like stone. This means the farmer cannot produce any food. So the last harvest usually is in September. So for thanking God for the good harvest, end of September, they collect all the harvest and then they do a big celebration, which they call Oktoberfest. Now it's a big drunk party. Okay, please, can you play it? Of course, beer, cannot miss beer. I wouldn't eat anything before writing this. Ferris wheel. This one actually goes up really high. A couple of million people visit this festival every year. That's a lot of loopings. It's a weird escalator. You want to try this with your scooter? Classic bumper cars. Free face wash. German energy drink. That wasn't a peak. I will show you. The place is actually very big. There are so many things to see. You will walk around a lot. Don't drink too much beer before riding, or you will become a fountain, a beer fountain. That's grilled chicken. They are very delicious. A couple of million chickens have to die for this festival. Okay, 15 minutes left. A couple of million chickens are eaten in just 5 to 6 weeks. That's the best one. That's a cow or an ox. A couple of thousands are also grilled every year. It's very delicious. You get it like a sandwich. They put it in a bun with some sauce, vegetables. It's awesome. The Christmas market. A lot of people from this area, they produce handcrafted things you can buy made from wood, out of walnut shells. There are a lot of good foods to try, traditional German foods like bratwurst. Of course, a lot of souvenirs, tourists. Nürnberger Christkindlesmarkt. Christmas. A lot of the German food you already know, but you don't know that you know. Let's start with the first. Pretzel. Pretzel is usually very often eaten in the morning. Yeah, when I was in school, I like to eat it in the morning. You can buy it fresh, it's still warm. They will cut it in half with some butter. You can choose cheese or sausage. Bratwurst. And sauerkraut, or fermented cabbage. Yeah, that's the German version of kimchi. Germans love meat and sausage. There are more than 2,500 different kinds of sausage. That's not ote-ote, that's not tatar jagung, that's not tempe, no. What is the main carbo in Indonesia? Rice, okay. What do you think, what is the main carbo in Germany or Europe? Potato. That's hash browns. Or in Germany we say Rösti. Next, please. Yeah, that's the name is Eintopf. Stellar. Yeah, with vegetable. Stellar with vegetable. Yeah. This is vegetable and meat and seasoning. All come in Eintopf, or in English, one pot. This is something you put everything in one pot and then you cook it. Next, please.
So the weight is using cup, not weight.
Yes, sometimes. I think that's just for decoration, for show. Yeah, German style katsu. The original is made from veal. What is veal? Veal is the young cow, younger than 10 months old. You say, oh, but it's delicious. Like lamb. Do you like lamb? Yeah, that's baby sheep. But it's delicious. You eat it. Please. I would call it the German version of udon noodles. It's also made from flour and from egg. Usually that's just a side dish. You can eat it with food like schnitzel, katsu. Okay, next please. That's typical food for Sunday. You can also do the next one. Okay, this is typical Sunday food. Yeah, this one you would call it's a roast, and this one is roulade. Roulade, it's made from a very thin piece of beef. Then you use mustard, seasoning, bacon, and pickled cucumber, and then you roll it. That's why roulade, because rolling. And then it's cooking for 2 hours. This one too, because it takes a long time. That's usually it's only made on Sunday. Yeah, when the parents don't work, the children are at home, so you can have lunch together. Okay, next one, please. This one you know. What kind of cake? You already know. Very famous. Black Forest cake. What is Black Forest? Black Forest, it's not just a name, it's a region in Germany. This region is very famous for cherries. Yeah. So actually one of the most important ingredients are cherries. Cherry, marmalade or slay. And real cherries. Next one. This is a dessert. Apfelstrudel. Apfelstrudel, or in Bahasa, Apfelstrudel. The main ingredient is of course apple, and you put inside raisins. The best way to eat it, after baking, it's still warm and steamy, and you eat it with one big bowl of vanilla ice cream. Hot and cold. Perfect combination. Okay, some German inventions. Adidas. Airbag. Adidas were actually invented by 2 brothers. Yeah. The older brother, they named the company after the company. His name is Adolf. But if your name is Adolf, yeah, like in Indonesia, if you have a name, they give you a nickname, right? Like in English, hello, my name is Peter, you can call me Pete. Same here. Adolf, you call them Adi. His family name is Dassler. Yeah? So he cut the name in half, Adi Das. One day, he and his brother argued, yeah, and his younger brother didn't want to work with him anymore, so he opened his own factory, and the name is Puma. Puma and Adidas, 2 brothers, almost 1 street apart. Okay, next one. Airbag, very important. I hope you will never need it. Aspirin, the pain medication. I hope you will never need it. A car, very important. Things that are used daily. Mercedes, the company that invented it. The first bicycle. That's how the first bicycle looked like. Made from wood. Everything made out of wood. I think you don't go far with this one.
So the wheels also
Made from wood, and the outside of the wheel is made from a very thin layer of metal. The book printing, Gutenberg press. Before 1415, every book someone read, all books were written by hand. After this, you could just print books. Chip cards, use every day, computer, contact lens. The first contact lens was invented 1887, but it wasn't made from plastic, it was made from glass. I don't want to be the first to try it. Thank you. Very important, gummy bear. Helicopter. Jeans, yeah. The brand Levi Strauss. This guy was born in Germany but moved to California, and then he invented the jeans. The jet engine, yeah, jet engine. Also, this is also part of my old work in Germany. Yeah, when I'm in Germany, I'm not a teacher. Yeah, I'm a mechanical engineer, producing metals, electrometallurgy, melting chemicals and different metals together, and the end result is stuff like that. Okay. The kindergarten. The reason why did they invent the kindergarten is because the industrial revolution, when not just only men worked in factories, but also women start to work in factories. Who takes care of the children? At this time, the children are too young to also work, okay? So someone have to take care of them and give them a pleasant environment. Very important in Indonesia, motorcycle. What would you do without motorcycle? Stealing horses, yeah. The MP3 format. Next. Nuclear fusion. Positive for making nuclear energy, very cheap, very clean. Yeah, but then some people abuse it and do stuff like that. Not nice. Refrigerator. What would you do without refrigerator? If you buy meat, you have to cook it directly and eat it. Okay, some beautiful landscapes. That's the Black Forest where my mother is living. My mother doesn't live in the forest, in an apartment nearby. Okay, she's not a hunter living with arrow and stuff like that. That's the castle I showed you before, but from a different angle. Now you can see the Alps, the Swiss and Austrian Alps in the background. That's a museum. I went there in the 8th grade, decades ago, in the 90s. What? You can visit almost every room of this. It's very interesting. Okay, this is the Rhine River. Along this river, many people grow grapes, but not grapes for eating. There is some much funnier use for grapes. You ferment them and then you get wine, and then you can party. Okay, next one. This is in central Germany. They call it the German Swiss, or the Saxon Swiss. Very nice place for hiking, traveling, relaxing. This is my favorite place for holiday, for relaxing. The name of the place is Königssee. If you translate it, it's the King's Lake, south of Bavaria. It's a really beautiful place for recreation. You can swim there, the water is clear, You can fishing there. There are lots of hotels around. You can hiking. You see there are already mountains. Next one, please. That's very idyllic. Small villas like that you can rent with your family. You can stay there. That's a little church in the water. You can rent a small boat. Last one. Long German words. We love to put words together. Yeah? Combine verbs and nouns to give something very specific meaning. Yeah? German is a scientific language. We want to be very precise with what we say. Names. Next. That's just one word. It's not a joke. It's used. You can find it in the German dictionary. The meaning of this word is regulation requiring a prescription for an anesthetic. Who wants to try to pronounce it? Don't be shy, don't be shy. You have a jacket. I hear those jackets are only for smart students, right? Just try it. Come on, don't be shy. Here. One volunteer. Come on, don't be shy. Just try. Try to pronounce it. Okay. Just try. I say it for you, and then you repeat. Okay. Okay, you shy cats. Betäubungsmittelverschreibungsverordnung. It's one word, it's used in a dictionary. Okay, next one. That's not the longest. What? The meaning of this word. This one is not a real one, okay? They just wanted to have a new world record. Next. The original one is Donaudampfschifffahrtsgesellschaftskapitän. That's a job title. That's someone's job. That's a job description. Danube, that's a river. Very long river. Danube, steamship company captain. That's a job description. But the world record? Donaudampfschifffahrtselektrizitäten-Hauptbetriebswerk-Bau unter Beamtengesellschaft. 80 letters in one word. Who does this? Only weirdos, right? Okay, I think we still have some time for Q&A. You can ask anything. Make it funny.
So, anyone have some question? Yes, please come to the front first. Oh, can you please open your jacket because I need to take a picture of you. Just a moment.
The picture.
Yes, I need the picture for the report.
We need documentation.
Okay, so do I have to introduce myself again?
No, so, okay. Documentation, yes, of course.
So my name is Alia Maro Ibrahim. I'm from 11F1. So I ask you a question, but I think you didn't mention it, but I still want to ask it. Is it okay?
Of course.
Okay, so I know some of philosophers, and I know most of philosophers in the world, and their way of thinking and theories is now making a big revolution of the world. It has so many big impact. Now I want to ask you a question. Why do you think many philosophers come from Germany? For example, I have a list of names that I personally know, and it's one of the most popular one is Nietzsche. Pardon my
Yes,
pronunciation.
okay, Nietzsche.
Yes, and
Pronunciation.
Emmanuel Kant,
Immanuel
and
Kant.
Hegel,
Yeah.
and of course Karl Marx.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Why do you think? Do you think it happens to the history of the Germany and France or the Germany itself? Why do many philosophers come from German? Is it the way of their thinking, or is it because the German language or something like that?
I think the German language has a big influence in it.
Yes.
Yeah? Before the Second World War, the German catalog of words was over maybe almost 2 million words. Yeah? So the German language is very precise in many different ways. I have to give two commentaries for two philosophers you mentioned. Hegel and Marx aren't really German. They are more like of Jewish descent, so they are not really counted as Germans.
But they live in Germany.
Yeah, they lived in Germany. Like I live in Indonesia, but I'm not Indonesian, right?
Yeah, right.
That's the same way. I think that's a really difficult question. Why are there so many philosophers in Germany?
Yeah.
Maybe Germans like to overthink a lot. Yeah.
That's it. That's my question. Thank you so much for your answer.
Alright, thank you.
And I hope you have a beautiful experience here. Thank you so much for coming here in Semahada.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh yes, anytime. Please come back soon.
I will do my best.
Again, the next question maybe.
That's very great question. So the next come to the front. Remember, this activity is also kind or part of Miss May lesson. So if you are trying to ask something, Miss May also will give you an additional point for your score.
Grab your points. Easy points.
Do I need to introduce myself? Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Amanda Dewi, and everyone calls me Temi. So, Mister, I want to ask about ghost story. So, ghosts are popular in Indonesia. What is the most famous ghost story around German?
Mystical stories in Germany often don't involve ghosts, but they involve witches.
Oh, like witchcraft.
Yeah, like real witches. For example, maybe some of you know Hansel and Gretel. Yeah, like that. Rapunzel, you know, Tangled. Yeah, a lot of these stories like Snow White, Red Riding Hood, they are written in Germany. Yeah, by two brothers, the brothers Grimm. Yeah, there are many stories, but not really like in Indonesia about ghosts. Yeah, I know the Javanese island has a long history with mythical stories. A bit different in Germany.
Okay, next question. What is the most popular genre of song in German?
Country road? No. Yeah, pop music, I guess, like everywhere. Pop music, popular music, German music, a lot of English or American music, rock, classic rock.
Like in Indonesia, we have dangdut, but in German, the original one from German.
Oh, original German music. I think it's more like folks music or folk music. Yeah, it's weird. It's old people music. different with Indonesia.
Thank you, Mr. for the answers.
Alright, thank you.
Thank you for the question. So we still have one more time to ask. Edward, didn't ask anything.
Ayo, dua, ayo.
At the
Denny. Please come
You are
forward.
sitting in the front with your nice jackets, but don't ask questions. No, not on my shift.
I actually don't know what to ask, but what do you think about Lord of the Rings? Is that one of your
Okay, Lord of the Rings, great movies, awesome movies, great books. I watched them. I have a ritual. Once a year, I watch the trilogy in one day. Yeah, that's ritual.
Do you read the books?
Not all.
Thank
The
you.
first two. Are you a fan of Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes I watch Lord of the Rings, sometimes not.
Which is your favorite character?
I think it's Gandalf.
Gandalf. Good choice.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you too.
Maybe one or two more students want to ask. Yeah. One more, yeah. Apa-apa. Okay, one more question. Come on. For the last. Yeah, come on.
Hello, Mr. My name is Aurelia Jinda Ramadhani. I want to ask you, is there anyone who's still using horses in Germany? Because in Indonesia we still use it like andong, like you know andong, like delman, you know delman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it's not really used daily, right? It's more like for entertainment. Yeah, the children can ride on it, stuff like that. In Germany, horses are very popular. There are good racing horses in Germany. Yeah, they are mostly used for racing, or people buy horses as a hobby. Yeah, but they are not used to work anymore. Lots of worldwide famous racing horses are from German breed. You're a horse fan?
Yes, I like it because I like animals.
Okay. Then you know the Hannoveraner, yeah?
No, I already wrote that.
Okay.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Okay.
Just for you, so you know, back then, maybe 100 years ago, Germans also used horses as food. Make steaks from horses or sausage from horses. Okay. Any more questions?
Okay. Time is up. You can close.
Okay, I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for not falling asleep. To those who didn't. For those who fell asleep, I hope you had a good, relaxing time. Maybe we will see again soon. Okay, have a nice day, a nice afternoon. Bye-bye. And to say goodbye in Germany, you just say tschüss. Perfect. Tschüss. Tschüss.